Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
I've always felt like they loved me. They just never said it.
Yeah.
So it's like not a big deal. And I hear people tell each other like on the street, hey, I love you, man. I love you, man. And it's always a hard thing for me to tell someone, oh, I love them, because that's like a serious word to me. But I make sure like with my kids, I tell them I love them. But I know my older daughters, as they were growing up, I never really said that to them. Now I do. But it's like one of those things where you're trying to break that cycle. You know, like I want to break that cycle. I don't want it to be like that, because I think in the olden days, that was fine. A lot of us was raised like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But this modern day time, I don't think it's cool anymore. I don't think it helps the kids at all.
Yeah.
You know, they need to hear you say, I love you.
My parents are like that too. My dad then would say, we're not going to ever tell you we love you or I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
But when you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
And they're stuck to that pretty tightly. My sister is the valedictorian and the sports athlete of the year for Punho School. Stanford paid for her master's and her PhD. She's almost a Rhodes Scholar. She's Phi Beta Kappa as a junior. She was recruited from everything under the sun. She's a full professor. I think the only one of her type at USC Children's Hospital. She does research on like handicapped children. You know what I mean? All this kind. My father had never, and he passed away in February, never actually said, Tisha, I'm proud of you. It was a running joke around our family because it was like kind of painful, but we kind of joke around it. You know what I mean? Like we kind of. And I remember he was really on a downturn. And I told him, I said, Dad, you need to tell her, kind of saying like you need to tell me too, but it's like more, but it's really like you need to tell her that you're proud of her.
Yeah.
He goes, I already did. I did at the party or what. I go, you didn't. He goes, I did. I go, I videoed it. You want me to show you that right now? It's on my phone.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, yours. So we got into this whole thing and he goes, I guess there's no harm in it. And it's thinking, oh, bro, you know, what happened to you that is so painful that you cannot tell your daughter or any of us or so on that I'm proud of you when every measurement of any sort, she's at the top, right? God, it's like, whoa. So I made him I made him do it. And he ended up doing it. Wow. And it completely, to me, changed a lot. Yep. Not just in her, but she might say, oh, I always knew that and so on. But in him, it was so hard. Yeah. And the only reason I think that he did is he's going to die. Yeah. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So what you're saying makes a lot of sense. It does create a lot of drive. Yeah. It creates a lot of drive that if you focus it in a certain direction, you can accomplish a lot. Yeah. But there's not really the substitute for that, right? Yeah. When you say,
and I think that, you know, in this day and age, it's not a driving force anymore. The way we're, you know, the new generations are raised now, it's not a thing. But, you know, I feel like everybody, no matter how old you are, you always want your parents to be proud of you.
Yeah. You just want the love from your parents. Yep. What would be the story that would stick out in your mind where you really knew, hey, I think my dad loves me?
I think I always felt that. I mean, no matter what, like even after I got spanking, my mom would always be like, you know, your dad loves you. I think there's a certain point, like when I was playing racquetball, I remember thinking to myself one night after I lost a match, I was sitting down and I was by myself in my hotel room. And I was thinking to myself that in order for my dad to have done all of these things for me, and no matter if I win or lose, he's still the same to me. Doesn't matter. I was like, he must love me. Mm-hmm. Even if he never says it. You know, and after my mom told me that about me being on the front cover of the magazine, I was like, yeah, he must believe in me. But he just doesn't say it. But it's funny because my mom never says it either. Or she goes, you're such a good kid. You're doing so good. But then I do something wrong the next day. You're such a dumbass or whatever it is, right? And she'd call me whatever names. And I'd be like, I don't know which one it is. You know, like my running joke is like my grandfather used to use that word baka, right? For stupid, right? So I thought my nickname was Baka when I was young because that's all I was. Hey, Baka, you Baka. Right? But in this day and age, that would wreck a kid if you call them stupid all the time. They tell you call your kids stupid all the time, they're going to be stupid, right? And yeah, maybe I am stupid, but I didn't believe I was stupid. You know, no matter how many times they called me that. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think, I don't know, I decided too at a certain point that that's got to stop. You know, I'm not passing it down to more generations because that's how it is. I could see how my grandparents were to my dad and my mom's side, and now they're doing that to me.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, I give you credit for that. I saw it in myself too when I was watching my oldest son yell at my daughter. I go, oh, that sounds like my dad. And my other son goes, no, that sounds like you. And I went, holy crap. He's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, he's right. I know that was one big point where I was like, oh, I gotta do something about this. I gotta do something about this. This is not right. If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.